Where was your rage? Where was your rage, Congresswoman?
Listen.
Where was your rage, Congresswoman? No, you're conflating issues and you're being silly. Where was your rage when Democrats were going after President Bush on the same use of executive orders? Because I think you knew then that was a waste of time then, and I think you know in your heart of hearts this is a waste of time now. If Democrats had said, we're going to just defund President Bush, we're going to defund the executive, you would laugh them out, and so you should have then. And I think Democrats will be in their right mind to laugh you out now. Defund them. Okay, that went well. And no, it wasn't a case of did Neil not have his lunch? I heard, did someone switch up his meds? Really? An epic showdown with Michelle Bachmann, who I otherwise very much respect, but I don't respect the direction Washington is going, in this case, trying to sue the President of the United States over the use of these executive orders. Gaspo, my only point was, isn't that a waste of time?
And full disclosure, how many pumpkin spice lattes did you drink before that interview?
You're a deplorable human being.
That poor lady.
You are a despicable human being.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, by the way, I got on your Twitter feed, so I heard all got the noise. No, my name was on it because I know. It was like insane.
I asked our IT people.
And then I said, why am I being blamed for this? But I get blamed for lots of. I mean, listen, this is such a waste of time. We have so many things. I mean, does this really going to result in any sort of, even except for maybe at debates at the Federalist Society? I mean, who cares?
And believe me, I respect what she's trying to do. I understand her frustration. This president executive orders, but Senator, my point was other presidents have executive orders, and be careful what you wish for. This guy might be overstepping the bounds. I'm not at all surprised he is. What I am saying, though, is that when a Republican president gets in there and Democrats try to pull the same stunt, and they have in varying ways, Katie, bar the door.
With really little chance of succeeding. So it's a Republican strategy that everybody's seeing right through. When Charlie says that there's so many other things that can be done, I see it as simply a distraction. I mean, here the Republicans entering into the midterms have so much to work with.
This is feeding their opposition.
Feeding the opposition. I mean, look at jobs, look at the economy, look at the scandals that are on the table right now. For Speaker Boehner to spend his time and attention on this is merely a distraction from what the party should actually be focused on, let alone showing how they're willing to spend taxpayer money.
Charles Payne.
I don't disagree with that, but I was glad to see pushback. I think it's on an imperial president who really, to give you an example.
And you're working way too hard.
No, listen, let me tell you, we saw a lot of pushback against the president. The Supreme Court, 9-0 decision. The president has gone way too far, and I understand everybody wants that power when they get in the White House, so you want to preserve some of it, even when you're not in the White House. But the idea that you shouldn't push him back, I think they should have done it a long time ago. And to Sandra's point, they've got a lot of ammo for the midterm, but you can do this too.
All right. Well, that assumes, though, Ben Stein, that Congress can walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time. And depending on the party leadership, I've seen very little to indicate that's the case.
Well, the fact is that he'll just call up a lawyer. His staff people will call up a lawyer. He'll probably devote a total of 20 minutes to it. It's not going to distract anyone from anything. A bunch of lawyers will do it, and it'll be fine. And by the way, I think the judicial system is an excellent instrument for curbing executive power. And I'm very, very happy that the Republicans are using it. I think use everything you can to curb an imperial presidency, whether it's Republican or Democrat.
Adam.
I disagree. It's a perfectly good policy conversation. I agree with that. But the House Republican leadership has plenty of venues for having policy conversations, including trying to pass legislation if it wants to. That's its job, not suing the president, which, as you correctly say, Neil, is a waste of time.
But it stops at the Senate. So that's why I said I can appreciate their frustration, and I can appreciate what Ben said about there are legal venues which you can pursue this. But they can't do things at the same time. They just can't.
But aren't Republicans for tort reform?
With all due respect.
Republicans are for tort reform and against frivolous lawsuits. Why are we feeding the trial bar with this garbage?
Charles, it isn't really frivolous at all. It's extremely important.
No, I know you are. You see, I technically agree with you, Ben, but I say from a political standpoint, it's stupid because the only debate this will be a debate at the Federalist Society, and the country's going to yawn through it and think Boehner's nuts.
With all due respect, some Circuit Court of Appeals may slap the president pretty hard on this.
May indeed.
That would be very important. That would be very important.
You are Mr. Substance here. I'm telling you, the optics as far as getting things done, and to voters, to Sanders' earlier point, that it looks like Republicans are more inclined to just side sideshows than actually getting anything done is going to feed that Democratic narrative. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe it's because I'm a lawyer and I've seen courts change things quite radically.
Yeah,
and
but
I think
I've watched
the courts
a
could
lot
change
of,
things
no,
quite
I've
radically.
watched Law and Order and more than enough times to know I'm right.
And how about Perry Mason?
Exactly.
Right? I mean, Jesus.
All right.
Next time you eat your lunch.
He always has to shove the summa cum laude stuff back at us.
Yale Law School.
La-da-dee-da.
Just because you go to Yale Law School,
Yeah.
you're going to know
Who
everything.
graduated the top of his trucking class, Mr. Stein?
Patient
All right,
first
when we come back, are